Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. So it's today, February the 14th, and I put my red lipstick and my red blouse, and I'm ready to celebrate. So I started my day by sewing. So I love sewing. So this is how I start. So welcome, everybody. My name is Celine Ross, and I am an educator for Janome, Canada. And today we will keep in the same theme of the month, which is love. And by adding lace to a camisole and do the hem with the shell tuck stitch. So I will turn the camera to show you my sample. Okay. So this is camisole. I have a few, they're on top of each other just to show you. So we're supposed to work also with the twin needles. So you'll see a few things today. Maybe you know those things, but we always catch a little bit, huh? So this is an applique done with the twin needles around, and the hem is shell tuck. Of course, this is a stretch fabric, so that means stretch around your body, yeah? So that is one camisole. The other one is again with shell tuck, but more. You see, this one has a facing inside, a facing, and those spaghetti straps, okay? While this one has shell tuck everywhere, neckline, armhole, hem. I fold it in half because I don't have too much room here. And that one is as lace with twin needles, and I cut underneath. So I'll show you how to do this. So these are samples that I made. I finished them, but I have one ready for you to see. Okay, so if I read, I'm saying hello to everybody. I see Shirley, Diane, Carol. Okay, and well, welcome everybody. So I am using the Continental M17, and Claire is just joined. Happy Valentine's, Celine, and everyone. Of course, everyone. Happy Valentine. I wish you love, friendship. It's the same. Not the same thing, but it's the day. It's the day today. So first of all, my screen is in French because I was teaching in French. I was doing a live in French just before. So just to show you how easy, it's easier to play with the machine than moving my screen. Can you believe this? Moving my camera. So I'm going to change the wording into French. So here, you see the flag, English, okay, finito. Utility buttonhole, it's in English. So when I turn on many of Janome machine, many of them, when the machine turns on, it's utility stitches. And there's more than just what you're seeing. So if I touch that icon, I see them all. And I see that I have two different shell tuck stitch in the utility stitches. Whoop, I touched something. Hold on. Okay, so I have the real shell tuck, the regular one, and I have one who's split into two. You see the little dark space in between? So this one is done like one stitch to the left, one stitch to the right. while this one is stitching one stitch while the machine is moving to the right. So this all depends of what you want to create it and the response of the fabric. You know, when we sew, the real boss is the fabric. We have to obey to the reaction of the fabric. So I see more people coming in. So again, I'm going to say Happy Valentine, Bonne Saint Valentin in French for the French people who's looking at this live. Okay, so I can choose from utility stitches. I'm going to turn and I will ask the first one. So shell tuck is the machine is sewing into the fabric, and the right stitch is outside of the fabric on the right. Okay, that what create to create the shell tuck. That stitch here, the right one, has to be outside of the fabric. If it's in the fabric, it won't make that little run. Okay, so the machine tells me I have to use the F foot. No problem. This is what's on the machine. And here, what I can adjust is the width of my, I will say zigzag, okay? And the length, you know, in between each stitches, anyway. So you see, I can enlarge it. Look here, how I enlarge, you know, we saw the design wider. And I can adjust the length in between. So let's say, depends always of the fabric. Huh? If it's a heavy weight, see how narrow I adjust it? So you can do this here either with that stitch also, either one. But, and this is very popular on most of the Janome machine, maybe not the electronic as the same, but we still can play with the width and the length, but we have to turn the dial, okay? But with the electronic machine, we have apps, sewing application mode. And I have some modes to choose from. So I turn the page, shell tuck. This is what I want, shell tuck. And this application gives me 3 options. And we know that even 3 options, I can even adjust each of the options. Okay, so if I really have a very thin fabric, small is the best. It depends on, you see, bigger, small, very small, in the width and in the length, bigger, very big. But even this I can adjust. So let's go to medium. Okay, and I see Anne is here. Hello, Anne. Happy Valentine's Day, you too. So you see the width of my, no. You see my shell tuck stitch. Okay. So if I touch this icon, okay, I will not be able to enlarge. This is not the function. This is to move the whole stitch. Look, the whole stitch is moving. Remember, the stitch on the right has to be outside of the fabric. Okay, so I'll just move this because I don't want to, it's faster. So here, if I don't move it, then I can enlarge. You see, yeah, enlarge, that's the word. And I can change my stitch length also. Okay, each of them. But if I move, no, I'll keep the same one. If I move the whole shell tuck stitch, you see, I cannot enlarge it because I'm at maximum to my right. Okay, so you have to play with it. So let's keep it as is for a little, just for a little bit, and then I'll enlarge and change my width. So what I like me first is, no, I have to move the camera. What I do prefer me is I run my M. That's what I do prefer. Then this stitch is done on the right side of the fabric. So if I really move my iPad, I'm filming with my iPad, and I'm waiting for a new stand because this one is weak. So remember, I told you the right stitch has to be outside of the fabric. And if you look at the stitch pictogram, you see it started, the needle is right away outside of the fabric, right away on the right position. So I'm coming here. Okay. I made just a sample because you saw the camisole. Huh? So what I like to use here is that wheel. Oh, I like it. You know, yesterday I was sewing with the M7, which I love. M7, I was looking for that wheel. So when you're used to something, it's hard to go back. Huh? So I want to make sure that I am outside of the fabric. If I'm not exactly where I want, with this, see, this is just to move my needle position up and down to make sure, instead of taking your arm and go really at the right and turn the wheel, you see my arm, I have to go to turn the wheel. So here it's fast and everything is well located, to easy to touch. Okay, so I don't want to go that fast, and I'm going to start. I'm going to do half as it is, and then I'll make some change. Okay, this is no change at all. Why is this doing this? No. Well, she's fussy. Oh, what happened now? In front of the visitors. Oh, I don't like that. Okay, well, it tells me it's not threaded, and it is thread. Oh, hey, my thread is really thin. No, but I'll stop anyway. Well, I don't know what happened to the machine. Now it's okay. So now what I will do, you see that screen. With the CM17, I have two screens, and they are synchronized. Okay? So if I don't want to touch my big screen on my right, which is the size of a regular iPad, I can play with my stitch length, stitch width, all this, I don't know how to say, all this here, okay? And then needle up, and then, okay, it'll start. I want to make sure, yeah, I'm okay. I want to be outside of the fabric. If I sew in the fabric, it won't curl. You'll see the difference now. You see, when my machine was doing something funny. Okay, so this is shell tuck. If it doesn't, where my sample? My other sample is, well, I lost it. If I don't like it, it's really easy to to adjust, to remove if you don't like it. Okay, I'm searching. Okay, I don't know where I put it. Okay, so now that I like this, let's say I like it, okay, I'm going to do the on the real fabric. Okay, so I told you just before I did this camisole, and while I was teaching in French, I did the back side. Maybe, Oh, maybe if I do, let me try something for you to see better. There's the light. Maybe you see better this way. And I'll move my nice luminous to make you more light. So I did on that camisole, I did the back just before I was teaching in French at 2 o'clock. So again, what I like me is to iron the M, just a light iron, you see? And then I can start my stitch. Hold on. So I'm going to start where I stopped, and my stitch has to be outside of the fabric. Yes, I'm okay. And I'm not going that fast, and let's go. Then I look and I make sure if this is not too wide, I can change the size while I'm going. It won't show that much, and I keep going. Whoops! I missed. Whoa! 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 Oh! 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 Middle up. I don't move it while you're sewing. Don't change the settings. What's going on with the machine? It tells me it's not threaded, and it is threaded. Okay, so when this happens, what you do? You rethread your machine to make sure. Because if you keep playing, so it's not long, doesn't take long. I'm going to lock my machine, thread my machine, needle threader, unlock, and start again. Okay, I'll start where I stopped. And I was doing this. I don't remember if I enlarge it. Anyway, it's easy to remove if I'm not happy. So where is my needle? Right here, down, go. I'll stop and I'll enlarge a little bit. Okay. Yeah, it's better. Okay. I'm not sure if you see well. I'm just going to look my screen. It's far, but I hope you see. I'll bring it to the camera after. It's just half of a camisole, so it's fast. I'll stop because I'm almost finished and I want to make sure that this is turning good. Almost finished. It's called shell tuck. And I'm finished. Lock stitch. The machine lock the stitches and cut the thread. And okay. And then, whoops. Look. This is round corner. I like to start stitching on my seam. I prefer this, so then I don't see the joint, okay? Look at this. All the way. Okay? So this is what we call shell tuck. It is easy. It's a utility stitch. It is easy to do. And if you want to have a nice finish, you see here what I did? I did the shell tuck on the neckline, on the armholes, and at the bottom. At the bottom. I hope you see well. Yeah, okay. Okay, so, and the reaction of different fabric could be different. the pattern of the fabric. See the pattern, see all these patterns, the three of them are different. And the reaction of the shell tuck is different on the pattern, okay? On the fabric. Now, oh, my sample was here. Okay. So you see again, whoops, again. See the difference between the length, shorter, wider. You know, in between each of them. Now, twin needles, okay, to apply lace. Twin needles. So I'll unthread my needle. I'll take my screwdriver and I will insert a twin needle, but the stretchy one. The color of this here means this is for stretch. Red is for regular fabric. Blue is for stretch fabric. So I'll remove my blue tip needle. I was using a blue tip needle on thin fabric, and I'm going to lock my machine to make sure I won't hit and damage something. You know, twin needle, with a twin needle, you cannot use the needle threader. You have to thread like when we were young, okay? So just by hand, regular, no machine accept can accept the threading by with the needle threader. So second thread, everywhere the same path, and again I'm going to thread this time my, oh, this is not nice, this time my right needle, and as usual, okay, my two thread under the foot in the thread holder in front of the thread cutter, okay? And I want to apply lace, okay, with the twin needle. So I will put my lace right on the fabric. I don't put my lace like this. You see, if it's too much on near the end of the fabric, it's going to slip outside. So I do the right way to do it is apply, sew it, then we'll remove the back, okay? But we're coming back on the machine. We have another function, okay? Okay. Bonjour, Danielle, en France. Okay, Sandra is asking, would this work as well on a soft woven? Well, it won't be that nice unless you do it unless you cut your fabric on the bias. On the bias, you will have really nice round shell tuck. On the straight of the grain, So can you use twin needle with different width? Exactly, yes. Yes. You know, Claire, I'm going to show you something after, okay? I have a whole collection. Maybe you'll be surprised. Let me just finish my twin needles and then I'll show you something to you and to everybody, of course. So now I'm back on my regular screen, utility stitches, and I'm going to do half. Now I'm going to apply with the twin needles, but we have a function here on our some machine, not everyone. You see, I can use many stitches, but I'm with twin needles. Twin needles, I have this icon. This is like, it protect me to choose a bad stitch and break the needle. Twin needle, you break one needle, it's finito in the garbage. And I went to the store in Montreal, we have a fabric land, Hey, a twin needle is $11 plus tax. Ay, ay, ay. So, you know, you don't want to break it. It's like, it's money. It's not as expensive as this nice machine, but still. So I have straight stitch. And if you want to give just a little bit of stretch, I like to my stitch length a little bit longer. I'll do 3. I'll do half like this, and I'll come back to show you something else. The machine tells me I should use a foot for stretch fabric, and for twin needles or shell tuck, I do use F foot. So again, I'll turn the camera here, and I will sew. Let me show it to you. I will sew right here. Right here. Okay. I won't do the curve, but I'll sew straight. You'll see. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's going too fast for me. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't want to be crooked. Do you see? Okay. Stop. I have stretch fabric. Okay. And my lace is not stretchy. So I'm okay with straight stitch. See, when you speak French, it's like your tongue doesn't twist the right way in English. But I'm going to use that stitch, which is like lightning. And I'm going to stitch length a little bit longer. Whoop, no, 3.5. And I'll keep going because I want to prove you something after. And then I keep going. So it gives to my fabric a little bit of stretchy. You see, this is, the camisole goes on the body over your head, huh? So it'll stretch a bit. You don't want to thread break. So, stop, cut my thread. Okay. So this is the right way to do it. So you see, on top you have two thread on top, and at the bottom you have 1 thread, and that thread is going to pick all your 2 needles. So at the bottom, on the back, it'll look like a zigzag, and then you have to remove the fabric. So you have 2 Janome scissors that exist. Okay, if the fabric is really light, and you use the small one, and if it's heavier, you use the bigger one. And those scissors are mini duckling, mini duckling 4 inches, applique, but applique and also lace. Huh? So you see, that wide part protect the lace. I won't damage my lace. And then you keep going. Be careful not cut your sewing thread, huh? The zigzag thread. So come close and keep going. I'll do just half, and I'll stop here. So you see, this is the result. Okay. If I wanted, I could come and sew closer. But I want to prove you something now. Straight stitch. I'll do it here. Okay. Straight stitch. Also, a little bit faster. Not too fast because, and then I will use my lightning stitch to prove you for stretch fabric. So when it's stretchy, that's the one you have to use. Almost finished. Stop. Cut my thread. Okay. So you see, maybe it'll look the same both, but this, both sides, this is stretch. It's not true. This is regular straight stitches, and this is stretch stitches. It looks like a straight stitch. Sorry. Okay, but now look. Oh, gee, straight stitch will break, and the zigzag one, or not exactly the zigzag. This one is not safe, and this one is safe on stretch fabric. Okay, so you know now. Now, Claire and the others, I want to show you twin needles. Do you think twin needle has different width? Each square is a different one. Everyone is different. Everyone. Yes, it exists. And if you have a 9mm fabric, a 9mm machine, you can go up to 8mm twin needle width in between of each. 6 for, and for metallic, for embroidery, for, you know what, name it. So when it's red, it's for regular fabric. When it's blue, it's for stretch fabric. You have for jeans also. So, you have, I don't know if you know, triple zigzag, triple needle also. You know, sewing is really, really, has many possibilities. You see, that one has a wing needle and a straight needle. It's a twin needle. There's no end with sewing. So, you know, with your regular, with your machine, you can do so many techniques. Okay? So I hope you learned a few tricks. See, I'm going to put my camisole here. And this one has lace insert. So this is lace insert. You see my hand is underneath, so there's no fabric. While this is lace applique, but it's the same thing. With twin needle, with single needle, different width. I see Claire love using twins, have triple, but haven't used. Well, maybe it's the weekend. Used to do a lot of heirloom. Thanks so much. Okay, so I'm happy if this helped you. But you know, there's so many on the market, and you know, they keep. Raymond, je vais te répondre après. You know, the company keeps developing new product because sewing machine develop new product, new thread, new stabilizer, new technique, new. I'm going to say a few things in French to Raymond. Raymond, je vends tout ça à l'école, ces aiguilles-là. Là. Ça fait des années qu'on a ça. Ça, c'est ma boîte où je vends aux filles. So, okay, thanks. I never realized there were red and blue exactly for woven and stretch fabric. If you use a regular twin needle on stretch fabric and your fabric doesn't skip stitches, you're okay. But this is really a guess, huh? Stretch fabric, stretch needle. That's just logical. But you have not much choice. Only two choices you have only two choices. You see, 4mm and 2.5. So far, maybe they'll develop more. So you see, 8, 6, 4, 3, 1.6, 2, 2.5, 3.5. You know what? Oh, maybe you should Google twin needles. So I know Organ is making some, and Schmetz. Maybe other company, but I don't know them all. Huh? I love the shell tuck stitch. Haven't tried that yet. Oh, you have nice machine. Hey, hurry up. All good and for twin needles. Good, I'm happy. Thank you. Learn something new every video. Oh, that I'm happy. This is the goal. This is why Janome is doing this. There's so much the machine. There's so much you can do. So Thanks for explaining your twin needles. Okay, so I'm happy, everybody. Thank you for attending. You're really patient, especially when you just see my bed. You're very patient when you wait for my words to come out of my mouth. I'm sorry. So I wish you a nice dinner tonight, and love. I love you all. So, okay, first time I've watched live. Thank you. I'll be back. Oh, well, that is nice. Thank you, Sandra. You know, I want to do my best. I just wish my English was more fluent. I just wish this. But my sewing is not bad. So, bye bye, everybody. And again, happy Valentine. Bye bye.